It's all too often said that there are no miracles performed these days. Well, I'd like to challenge this idea. My story of the car with the blown head gasket. Welcome to Miracles in the 21st Century. I'm Ernie Huffnagel, and I'm about to tell you about a miracle that happened to me. One of the many miracles that have happened to me, and this is the first one. I had a car once, like we all do. Anyway, I just lost a job, and I was driving home from the job that I lost, and I'd already procured another job that I had to get to. But on the way home, my engine blew up. I blew the head. And for people who aren't mechanics out there, when you blow the head, what happens is the head cracks and the water runs through that crack into your pistons, and that water mixes with the oil, and it seizes the engine up. It seizes the pistons because water doesn't mix with oil, or oil doesn't mix with water. So that's what happened. Now, I blew the engine up, and I was lucky to be in the same street. There's another miracle on its own. I just happened to be in the same street as my mechanic, and I coasted into the mechanic's workshop with a broken engine, and he had a look at it, and he said to me, "Your engine's shot, you need a new engine." I said, "Well, how much is that going to cost?" And he said, "At least $5,000. And I said, "Well, I don't have $5,000. And this car's not worth that anyway." I said, "So what do I do?" And I said, "I've got another job to get to. I need to start tomorrow, and I need a car." He said, "Well, not much I can do for you, except I'll put some gasket goo in the radiator, and that will probably get you home. It may and it may not, but you only live a couple of kilometres away, so it might get you home." So I thought, okay. So I jumped in the car. I drove it home. It was still blowing smoke and sounding terrible, making a horrible noise. And I put it in the garage and I put it to bed for the night. And I thought, well, in the morning, it got me this far. I'm going to see how far it will get me. So I jumped in it and started it in the morning, and it started fine, and it wasn't blowing any smoke. And I thought, oh, well, that's unusual, so I'll just keep driving it. So I drove it to this new job that I had, which was about 30 kilometres away, and the car went fine, and it got me home fine, and it got me back the next day fine, and it got me there for a month, back and forth fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It was blowing less smoke than it was when I first bought it. So I thought, this is unbelievable. So having this all happened after I'm not sure if it was before I was baptised or after, but it happened around the time I was starting to read the Bible. So Satan was doing his best to make life hard for me, but God was doing even more by looking after me, because he fixed this car as far as I'm concerned, because I drove that car for 2 years with a cracked head, and nobody can drive a car for 2 years with a cracked head because the water just runs out of it, it overheats, and then you seize the engine up. But every time I checked the water in that whole 2 years' time, every month or so or every week, whenever I checked it, it was always full of water. It never used a drop of water. Even before I blew the head gasket, it used to use water. But now for some reason it didn't use water anymore. So for 2 years I drove that car, and the only reason I got rid of it in the end after 2 years was I couldn't get it through registration because it had that much rust in it. The mechanic wouldn't register it. So I had to get rid of it. But if you don't think that's a miracle and you think that's just a coincidence, you want to think again, because that was a definite miracle from God. And God was helping me on my journey, because that's where I was heading. I was heading closer to Jesus Christ, and that's where I am now, even closer again. I might still have a ways to go, but at least I'm heading in the right direction. And hopefully some people will learn from this and keep heading in the right direction and accept Christ as your Saviour, because he will save you, but you have to accept it first. So thank you, people. May God bless you all.